morning and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of May, 2025. I'm Katie Wechuma, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Let's take a look at our top stories. Draconian anti-citizens and heartless, President Chamisa castigates Mnangagwa over new law. Masaraure speaks on why citizens are angry at Broadcasting Services Amendments Act. Hondongwa says citizens must lose their fear and confront government over economic crisis in Zimbabwe. Let's take a look at our stories in detail. Citizens President Advocate Nelson Chamisa has castigated ZANU-PF leader Emmerson Mnangagwa for signing the Broadcasting Services Amendment Bill into an act by describing the move as too draconian, anti-citizens, and outrightly heartless. The act makes it mandatory for motorists to buy ZBC licenses before their vehicle licenses. In a hard-hitting statement released yesterday on his social platforms, Advocate Chamisa said the act is a naked provocation to citizens and questioned the usefulness of Parliament in safeguarding citizens' interest. We spoke to citizens to hear their views on the new law that forces citizens to buy ZBC licenses for their cars.
Maswera sei vana veZimbabwe, maswera sei tichisangana pano pa Citizens Movement Radio tichikurukura nemashoko atiri kuona pama Facebook maplatform akasiyana siyana inova Mnangagwa wasaina mutemo wokuti munhu ega ega anofanirwa kusungirwa kubhadhara license remotikari yake kuZBC. Anofanira kubhadhara license reZBC mumotikari yake. Tinongoona kuti vaMnangagwa pachigaro chavari vari kuchigaro chokufikisa maZimbabweans, chokufikisa mind you kuti vaMnangagwa havana kuvhoterwa nevanhu pa2023. vaMnangagwa havana kuvhoterwa nevanhu, munhu akazvigadza. Saka zviri kuita vaMnangagwa vari kufikisa vana vemuZimbabwe kuti hamuna kundivhotera. Chidagaro ichi ndakatozouya nacho inini, ndakatozochitora nekuda kwechisimba. Saka vaMnangagwa havanei nevana vemuZimbabwe kuti vari kushupika sei, bumbiro romutemo vari kuita zvavanoda naro bumbiro romutemo. Saka kuti vanyatso kuteedzera bumbiro romutemo vaMnangagwa, izvozvo havana basa nazvo izvozvo, kuti ndateedzera here bumbiro romutemo kana kuti handina kuteedzera bumbiro romutemo. Saka izvozvo kuna Mnangagwa haiwa zvavana kana basa nazvo izvo. So zvinongoburitsa pachina kuti vaMnangagwa havanei nezvizvarwa zveZimbabwe, havanei nokushupika kuri kuita maZimbabweans, havanei nemadzimai nanababa nanamai vari kuswera vachirara vari mumakomo vachinamata zuva nezuva. Kunamata kuri kuita vana vemuZimbabwe muchivaona mumakomo nedzimwe nzvimbo dzakasiyana siyana is not by kwekuti vashaya zvokuita, inyaya yekuti inhamo yapinda munyika yeZimbabwe yakakonzerwa nebato reZANU-PF, rakakonzerwa navaMnangagwa ivo pachizvavo nekuda kwezvigananda zvavari kuba nazvo vachimora upfumi hwenyika nokuba kwavari kuita upfumi hwenyika yeZimbabwe. Saka uyezve tichigamuchira zvakare mashoko ari kutaurwa naPurezidendi Chamisa vachishora danho ravaMnangagwa irori, vari kurishora zvikuru. Saka toti Purezidendi vaChamisa vari kunyatsoona kuti mutemo uri kumbunyikidzwa, mutemo hauzi kuteedzerwa nemazvo navaMnangagwa. Saka tinotambira mashoko ari kutaurwa nemukuru vedu kuti bumbiro romutemo hariri kutyorwa, harisi kuteedzerwa navaMnangagwa. Saka tinongoti vana vemuZimbabwe inhamo yedu, ndisu tiri panguva yakaoma. Takambotaura kuti vana vemuZimbabwe yakwana nguva yekuti vana vemuZimbabwe tisimuke. Iko zvinezvi vamwe vana vedu vemuZimbabwe vari kuuraya kuEastern Cape uku, ari kuuraya kuPort Elizabeth, ari kuurayiwa kutiza nhamo kuZimbabwe. Asi hurumende haina basa nazvo kuti ndiana aurayiwa kuSouth Africa vaurayirwei. Vana ivavo vari kuenda kunotsvaga mabasa kune dzimwe nyika, asi vari kusvika koko vachibatwa senhapwa vachiurayiwa vari kudzimwe nyika ukoko, asi kumusha kwedu wachitiza nhamo iri kumusha kwedu kuZimbabwe. Saka tinoti zvichiita naVaMnangagwa zvinhu zvakaoma ende zvinhu zvinoshoresa senyika. Ndongoti vaMnangagwa dai vangoziva kungoti vaMnangagwa hapana vanhu vanovada ende hapana munhu anovafarira. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Meanwhile, the government received a serious backlash from citizens over the newly passed Broadcasting Services Amendment Act. Most critics see no justification in coercing citizens to pay for ZBC licenses, accusing the public broadcaster of representing partisan interests. Veteran trade unionist and social justice activist Obed Masaraure shared his views on why there is so much resentment to the act. He said,
it is criminal and cruel for the government of Zimbabwe to try to extortion levies through these ZBC licenses. We are all aware that the Zimbabwe broadcasting, the Zimbabwean broadcaster is ceased to be a broadcaster of credibility. What is now clear is that it is a propaganda machinery for the ruling elites, and to coerce citizens to be funding a propaganda for the regime, that's unacceptable. If the state broadcaster wants resources from the citizens, then it should act like a clear state broadcaster, broadcasting for the people to inform them of their contextual lived realities, to give voices to all citizens. But as long as we get the voices, the same monologue from those who are in power, why should citizens be funding that? We view the law as unconstitutional because it violates fundamental rights of the citizens, particularly property rights, because the state cannot be allowed to arbitrarily seize property from citizens to fund its own propaganda machinery. That's unacceptable. We urge citizens to resist paying these fees, these levies, and we don't even need to be going to courts. We need to resist these licensing fees until the system realizes that it's untenable. We will never fund our operation. We will never fund the oppressor to squeeze us. And this is a starting point where citizens can find each other, rally together, and resist and push back against authoritarianism.
Ex-political prisoner Ronald Hondongwa has called for citizens to overcome fear and confront the government over economic crisis in the country. Hondongwa, who served more than 5 months in pre-trial detention last year, called for workers to unite and take government head-on over poor remuneration. Let's hear him speaking.
Zimbabwean workers, the greatest enemy to humankind is fear. It is fear of machinations, fear of hallucinations, fear of nightmares. That does not exist. You know what? It is your constitutional mandate for job action. Then why do you fear? Why don't you take heed of your constitutional mandate? Do you know this fear you fear will not fear you? It is high time. Stand up and fight for your remuneration. You think your salaries can be given in a silver platter? No, no ways. You understand and you know better your government. We have to fight. If it is given in your constitution, then why don't you practice it? Fight this fear. Your fear will lead you to the grave. Your fear will destroy your families. Your fear will give you nothing but fear itself. Stand up. Rise, comrades. Fight, fight, fight.
University of Zimbabwe lecturers today continued with their industrial job action at the tertiary institution where they are demanding a salary increment. It is now close to a month since the lecturers began strike, leading to deferment of classes and exams. The university administration has responded to the job action by threats of dismissal, but the lecturers are forging ahead with their picketing. Former Pinga North lawmaker Prince Dubego Sibanda said the new land tenure system is a grand scheme by Mnangagwa and cartels led by Kutakwashe Takwirei to steal all the land from the poor. Let's hear him speaking.
Sarkozy, in terms of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, more specifically Section 72, subsection 4, Section 290, Section 289 of the Constitution, indicates that all agricultural land is vested in the state, and that land can only be alienated to individuals on condition that they are leasing that particular land from the state. And therefore, the Constitution itself does not contemplate that the land in Zimbabwe has to be parceled out to individuals who then can sell it, to make profit. Because if we do that, at the end of the day, it means that then land shall be exhausted in this country, because all land shall be owned by individuals. And the moment that land becomes owned by individuals, then what happens to the next generations? And look at the way that land was distributed in the land redistribution program. It was not given to all Zimbabweans. So it's like land was accessed by few individuals, and hence you find that people like Mnangagwa himself owns 40 to 50 farms as an individual. And therefore, what they are doing is basically to try and reap where they did not sow. They want to benefit out of a natural resource that is supposed to be for all Zimbabweans. And therefore, the war veterans, by going to court to interdict the government from proceeding with the new land tenure system that they are proposing, I'm sure they deserve to be supported by each and every Zimbabwean, because that land has to be held in trust of all generations of Zimbabweans to come. We cannot dispose, especially the people that are disposing of it. We know them. There are people that have looted not only the mineral resources, there are people that have looted even the public coffers of this country. And therefore now they want to extend their looting to this physical land that is owned by the whole country. So indeed, the war veterans need to be supported by everyone to stop the cartels and criminality that Mnangagwa and Takwirei are trying to do.
Opposition official Sam Kondongwe has described ZANU-PF leader Emmerson Mnangagwa as the worst leader the country has ever had. Kondongwe said Mnangagwa will be remembered for presiding over a corrupt government that celebrated criminals like Kudakwashe Takwirei and Wicknell Chivayo as businessmen. Let's hear Kondongwe speaking.
The leader of ZANU-PF, Emmerson Mnangagwa, is the worst leader Zimbabwe has ever produced. He will be remembered for presiding over a corrupt government that celebrates criminals like Kudakwashe and Chivayo as business people. He has tried to rape every section of the Constitution to suit and satisfy his insatiable appetite for looting and power retention. He's not a leader. He's a mafia, if we can put it plainly. One who can molest the will and rights of the people at any opportune time. How can you parade people with a corrupt record and still give them the tenders to further milk the economy dry, instead of channeling those resources to institutions like hospitals and rural schools? How can you prioritize meetings at a pre-cap farm, yet we have things that are supposed to be done that are urgent? Our roads are killing people every day. We don't have even medicine at hospitals, yet he parades the people like Takwirei, and they can still go ahead and laugh and say we are Jigananda, laughing at everyone else, and we clap hands for that. Mr. Mnangagwa has introduced taxes and as an insult to the people of Zimbabwe. Who in their right senses can tune in to ZBC? Yet people are forced to part with their hard-earned peanuts to fund the jingles and the rubbish spewed by ZBC. Zimbabwe deserves a break from this madness. As Zimbabweans, we deserve better standards. We can't breathe under this taxman. He's masquerading as a president, yet he's a taxman. We must liberate ourselves from the tentacles of the corrupt regime. We deserve quality leaders with a heart of flesh. Now is the time for every Zimbabwean to stand up and be counted, to stand up and speak with one voice, because these taxes are going to move us out of our own houses. Because how can the president introduce such taxes that are meaningless, that are milking people's pockets? We won't be able even to take our kids to school. We are now, struggling to pay fees at schools. Then you introduce another tax that is nonsense. No, we deserve better as Zimbabweans. We deserve good leaders. We deserve quality leaders. We need to return this nation to the quality that we know Zimbabwe is capable of being. So this is the time.
Back to our top story on ZBC licenses for cars. Former Bulawayo South Member of Parliament Honorable Nicola Watson has said it is daylight robbery to compel motorists in remote and border areas like Bulilima and Beitbridge to pay for ZBC radio licenses when there is no radio signal in these areas. 45 years on, most rural and border areas do not have access to radio and TV signals. Most citizens have now turned to DSTV and other satellite radio and television for news and entertainment. Let's hear more from her.
Good afternoon, citizens. It is a travesty, an absolute travesty, and a complete rip-off of citizens to bill them $100 for a radio in a car, where when you travel outside most urban areas, there is no radio signal. I'm currently traveling a lot between Bulawayo and Gweru, and for the majority of the journey, there is no clear radio signal. In areas like Bulilima, there is no radio signal. In Binga, there's no radio signal. Beitbridge, there's no radio signal. What is it exactly ZBC get the money? $100 per vehicle, $100 per household. It's for the benefit of urban residents only, because it certainly doesn't benefit rural residents, and it's an absolute rip-off.
Budiriro South Member of Parliament Honorable Darlington Chikumbu has revealed that plans are at an advanced stage to build a world-class sports facility in his constituency. After warding off land barons that had invaded an open space earmarked for recreational purposes, Honorable Chikumbu said he is happy that the land will now be utilized for its purpose. Speaking at a groundbreaking ceremony yesterday, the opposition lawmaker also said the facility will help turn away youths from drugs. Let's hear him speaking.
So what we are trying to do here is we want to build a world-class sports facility. It's going to be a multi-purpose one, which is going to cater for many sporting disciplines, mainly soccer, basketball, tennis, and other games like cricket that are not popular this side. The reason why we are doing this as a community is because we've seen a rise in the number of youths who are using drug and substance, who are getting drug and substance abuse. We've also seen that we've got a lot of talent that is simply dying because we don't have facilities to expose that talent to opportunities. So we want to do this for our young people who stay in this community. And we don't have enough resources to carry out this project. Remember, I want to use CDF as part of the fund that's going to be used to all the developments that are needed here, but it's not enough. So what I've done is I've tried to quote some stakeholders to try and assist us to build this facility. And last year I traveled to Australia and I met a lot of Zimbabwean community and other Australian citizens who promised to help us. That's why today we saw the Australian embassy, coming down this side to also show that there's a relation that already exists with some Australian citizens and institutions that are promising to help us achieve this dream of the embassy community. And the reason why we're also doing it here specifically is because this is the only space that we are left with as a community that is designated for the sporting and recreation facilities. All other open spaces that we've had have been invaded by land barons, and others that are still left say that they're designated for schools or for health facilities. So this is the only space that we have as a Middle South District that is designated specifically for sport and recreation. That's why we want to do it here. You can't risk building a facility at a place that is designated for another use.
Let's take a look at our sports news. Warriors coach Michael Nice has named his squad for international friendly matches against Burkina Faso and Niger on the 6th and 10th of June, respectively. The Warriors gaffer gave a rest to some of his regulars like Munashe Karananga, Marvelous Nakamba, Marshall Munetsi, Tawanda Chirewa, Knowledge Musona, and Andy Rinomota. In-form goalkeeper Elvis Chipezeze was recalled to the squad, as well as Germany-based youngster Jonah Fabish and Belgium-based Bill Antonio. Another new name is Sean Fusire of Sheffield United. Liverpool's Titley parade and celebrations yesterday turned into a tragedy when a motorist plowed into the crowd during the event. According to the international media reports, at least 27 people were taken to hospital after the incident, and 2 reportedly sustained serious injuries. A British man driving the van was immediately arrested, but authorities have ruled out terrorism attack. To conclude our Citizens Movement Radio news, here are the headlines once again. Draconian, anti-citizens and heartless, President Chamisa castigates Mnangagwa over new law. Masaraure speaks on why citizens are angry at Broadcasting Services Amendment Act. Hondongwa says citizens must lose their fear and confront government over economic crisis in Zimbabwe. This is the end of our bulletin. Good evening.